think the most significant thing that has changed with respect to Iran is that something happened since June that very few people anticipated or predicted, and that is that the regime is falling. Divisions between the regime and the people are growing, divisions within the regime are growing. And it seems to me that our goal, and here I'm not saying I disagree, the objective should be to bring down that regime. That would change, that would, if you think through what the Middle East would look like after the collapse of that regime, it would change the politics of the Gulf, it would change the politics of the entire Middle East, it would change the politics of the Islamic world and of Islamism and Salafism in the world, Sunni and Shia. I think in the current nuclear negotiations, there are two goals we need to keep in mind. The first is that we not legitimize the regime and abandon the opposition, and that is a real danger. As American diplomats sit with the regime, we can expect that it will use this for propaganda purposes, both internationally and domestically. It is possible to negotiate with the regime, yet make it clear that we despise the regime and wish it would fall. And the example I give you is President Reagan, who did this with the Soviet Union. He negotiated with every Soviet leader who lived long enough to meet with him. They kept, as Reagan said, they kept dying on me. But while he met with them, he also made it clear. He said, this is an evil empire that will end on the ash heap of history. So that people like Sharansky, sitting in a prison, understood that those negotiations were not an abandonment of him or of the dissidents. The second goal should be in these negotiations that we do not agree to allowing the free, unlimited operation of enrichment at Natanz just to buy a relatively short amount of time. Time actually, I think, cuts both ways. If there were a year, let us say, that we walked through this proposed deal, it would mean that Israel would have that much more time to perfect its missile defenses, which it's working on very actively. And it would mean more time for the internal protests in Iran to build. But of course, it also gives the regime time to suppress that opposition, to continue to work on missiles and warheads, and unless we make it part of the deal, it will give them more time to learn how to enrich uranium better and faster. I must say, I do think that this proposal from the Ayatollahs, which they may or may not actually mean, we'll find out, this willingness to support about 1,000 kilos of LEU is, to me, a great sign of weakness on their part. If they go through with it, the only possible reason for doing so would be to reduce the pressure on them and alleviate the possibility of more significant sanctions for, let us say, a year. I don't know how to interpret that except as fear on the part of the regime, that unless they gain time, they're going to lose control of the internal situation. And conversely, if there were more sanctions, if, for example, it were possible to stop gasoline imports into Iran, then they really fear for their own domestic situation and the right to do so. So I think if we're going to do any kind of bargain with them, it should be a very hard bargain. We're not in a weak position. They're the guys whose government may well fall in the coming years. I think the most critical thing, though, is to do absolutely nothing that weakens the real possibility for a solution to the problem. The real possibility isn't a short-term deal or the exportation of LEU. The real possibility is the downfall of this regime. That's the only solution. A year ago, I think, had I said that, I don't know that I would have said it this way a year ago, because a year ago it looked so far away. People would say, oh, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, the regime will last forever. But now we look at an Iran where we can talk about 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Who knows? The idea that this regime is unstable is clear to us as it is clear to those in the regime. That, it seems to me, has got to be the ultimate goal, because it is the most